Hello everyone, hello. Seth right here with more Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. We're in Chapter 5, the Alpha Pariah. Now I feel like we're getting close to the end of the game. If we are going to beat the game, I have this ready and set up for today's stream. It'll just take a bit for me to get it plugged in and up and going. But, as always guys, yeah, we're gonna have fun with this, I think. So, let's hop into the quest. Hey, Zane. I had an interesting thing happen this morning where I woke up around 10. So I was in pain like I normally am when I wake up, but it's not anywhere near as bad as it has been. It's just like my body's like, oh shit, your leg hurts, wake up. So I got up, I went and took some naproxen, anti-inflammatories for it, and I went to lay down, and I just laid there from like 10 till like probably 12, so 2 hours of just not able to do anything. I did a little bit of stretching, and about 12 I finally fell asleep, and then 12:35 my alarm went off and I had to get up. Fuck. And it's like, no, I finally fell back asleep, you fuck. Anyway, sack of shit. Okay, the Children of Decay. I've managed to thwart a cowardly attack on the very soul of the machine spirit of the Martyr, and to cleanse the main data sanctum. Meanwhile, the remnants of the Nurgle warband, who call themselves the Children of Decay, have turned Uther's Empyrean seals into gateways to the Abyss. Their existence can't be tolerated any longer. See, normally I would, but I've been having a lot of trouble falling asleep just because of how awkward my leg feels. Maybe it's because it's giving your brain that feeling that you're letting it have like just a few more minutes.
Inquisitor, are you absolutely certain about this? You will be walking into a trap.
Of course it is a trap. But at least I can kill that prophet and the whole war band. You know these creatures better than me, and you would do the same.
By the Emperor, yes. Charge into the middle of that toxic, unholy gathering and smash them to bloody pieces. Absolutely. But I am Astartes.
And I'm an Inquisitor. I shall fear nothing, for I am what they fear.
Honestly, you should bring Caius with you on these missions. I get why you don't, gameplay purpose and all that, but yeah. Used to have drive your girlfriend out at 5 a.m. to sleep. You got back home was worth 4 times as much when going to bed at night. What's that? Because like, does it help when your like leg is fucking insane? Because I'll take anything to help me sleep. Because yeah, that's what's keeping me up right now. Since my leg is, it's not. Thankfully, it's not painful anymore. That's the best part. It's just uncomfortable to the point where my mind can't stop thinking about it. Amputation. Okay, cool. I'll suggest it to the doc and see what they say. Right, I still gotta kill like 2,000 dudes with like jump attacks. I killed that. Yeah. There. Of the Plague Marines or the Chaos Marines we've fought, I think I like the Plague ones the worst, the least, because they actually fucking leave like these gas pools on the ground after they die. It's super annoying. little ones that are actually worth just killing with this. Like, they die so easily. Anyway, hey Vector! You should just straight face ask if they'll amputate, just see the reaction. He's like, yeah, Doc, I'm feeling so much better, but I'm thinking we just amputate. I mean, the current doctor I'm seeing right now, she'd probably laugh because she's got a pretty decent sense of humor, it seems. Like I told her, I was telling people that she was stabbing me and electrocuting me. And she was like, don't tell people that, it'll ruin my reputation. And then she paused and she was like, even though technically it's true. It's like, I suppose you're not lying to anyone. Alright, Apocalypse Nurgle, time to get shot. Oh, the dude ran over to me, so okay, he died. I did not expect him to die already.
Inquisitor, you are entering another data reliquary of the Martyr. Access the data crux for useful information.
Did you have to die beside the chest that I wanted to open? Damn it. Alright. Imagine having a reputation as an acupuncturist who doesn't stab people. Yeah. We completed the evaluation of your request. The technological marvel you are seeking is ambivalent in nature. Item Alpha, the schematics, formulated ideas, you provided are based on uncategorized and or unknown technology. The slight resemblance to the Tesseract constructs of the Necrontyr is perplexing to us. Item Beta. The subjects provided were unable to defy the laws of the pocket dimension, but your intention to create an Empyrean nucleus by imprisoning a greater warp entity may create instability in the system. Small deviations in the Imperial patterns may spiral into catastrophic events. An unmitigated breakout may seriously compromise the Martyr. Item Gamma. The implications of this invention are significant. It's also the reason why the Fabricator General and I support your experiment. Such methods are classified as tech heresy by most of our brothers. Due to this reason, our assistance can only be indirect or circumstantial. Item Delta. We have control over certain Xenorite elements in our ranks, and we can guarantee their cooperation. This option has been evaluated as the most optimal. Our truth will come from the machine. Okay. Imagine having a reputation as an acupuncturist who doesn't stab people. Well, I mean, that's just one part of what she does, right? Like, she's actually a chiropractor is her main title. But I do feel like she's, like, really excited finally to have a patient who's just like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I think it helps. I feel better after I go see her. But the problem is I'm nowhere knowing if I just feel better because I went to see her, or if I would have been feeling better anyway.
On the bright side, finally silence.
I'm gonna assume it's because I went to see her, just like, you know, justifies the money spent.
Some maneuvers, but the ship has remained stationary. How did they find the Martyr at all?
The ship was a nest of Nurgle before I arrived, and I had destroyed countless demons on the decks.
Oh, I died. What?
In the warp not long
Okay.
after the demise.
And this has drawn the attention of their god to the ship?
Something like that, yes. It must have been
I didn't even realize I was taking any damage. My bad.
For the Emperor!
Oops. Saying you should consider getting acupuncture as well, though. Might help the rectal bleeding. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Loading. I'm ready for my trial of faith.
Well, I guess dying did have one benefit. It didn't reset my meter for my embodied saint form, so I was able to just jump right back into that. Vector, how are you doing today? How's life on the Vector side of things? Alright, let's go see what's over here. Could be better. Well, you have something to look forward to now. I forgot. I started watching that Destiny video and then got sidetracked by Mira doing something last night. But what I've seen does look interesting. However, I didn't see. Did they have a release date for it? That's what I want to hear. Good. I'm glad you'll be all right. But still, it's in June. Oh shit. That's a huge. Or that is huge. I am glad it's so soon. You don't have to wait that long. Downside of that is it's so close to when FF14 comes out and when WoW comes out. I didn't want to do that. Oh, you killed off that side of the room pretty easily. Rate of physical development below normal. Rapid degeneration of motor functions continues. Several mutations corrected by surgical procedures. Subject, in its present state, classified as partially abhuman by sanctified imperial standards. Note, insufficient cognitive and linguistic abilities render our estimates imprecise. Projected IQ between 56 and 63. Severe emotional and mental aberrations, social skills close to none. The subject shows no sign of special abilities and no changes in the measured warp resistance, blank beta. Subject, a recommendation to Grand Inquisitor Tiberius. Subject shows only one remarkable ability, and the already documented minor anomaly in immaterial patterns, but has exhibited no further progress for 3 cycles. Further experiments are not warranted. Merciful extermination of subject recommended. Splicing of pariah gene shows little potential, similar to the EIE, embryonic immaterial infusion protocol. We need a fully revised approach for our future subjects. Margos Caligaris the 12. So they tried splicing the pariah gene into other people to see if it would work. Now, were these people that were already like doing terrible, or were these neurodivergent people that they're just saying, "Oh fuck you! You get to have a worse life than you already get." Because I can't imagine the Imperium treating anybody who isn't perfect well, since they don't even treat people who are basically perfect well. Imperium sucks, guys. Plague Marine. Spectre, if you were in the Warhammer universe, would you be a Plague Marine? This one, this Chaos Spawn's got some HP on it. I see that trap. The trap failed, so they decided to just walk out but fight me instead. I want to know what those are. Like, are those actual parts of the ship, or are those just like somebody being strung up as a message? In the Warhammer universe, I can never be sure though, because their fucking servitors are like people's heads.
Reloading.
The Emperor.
Your tech priest asked me to convey a message.
Bet you my tech priest is
what
gonna
I'm
be
reduced to, an errand boy.
He is analyzing the data songs received from the Martyr at the moment.
Ah, you do speak their language. Anyway, he asked me to warn you. 99.2% of the Empyrean seals have been corrupted by the plague-infested scum.
And the situation is really bad.
The way I see it, it leaves you with a much easier task. Kill that prophet, destroy the warband, and get to the chamber. For the Emperor.
The moment of retribution is here.
So, here's what I think is gonna happen, okay? Klosterheim is actually part of the Plague Knights. Or Nurgle. He fell to Nurgle. Or the tech priest has been leading me on, because something has been leaking our chats to these people, because we found logs of our chats, and he's the only one that like would have the ability to do that. He's been leaking our DMs. I think our tech priest might be, doing some fucking. Currently watching our AAA Initiative showcase, but even in the indie space, most of his sequels, you're a bit jaded and depressed by it all. Why does that depress you / make you feel jaded? Not sure for your showcase, but you're excited for Dark Deity 2. I saw something about Dark Deity 2. I didn't watch this show, obviously, but maybe it was just people wanting it. Get destroyed. We got some Nurgle eggs here. Yeah. These ones are open. Sorry. Fuck. Tried to stop the sneeze from happening, and I suffer more.
To my humble abode, Inquisitor. The Prophet of Decay will grant you an audience now.
What do you want, creature?
Are you insane? You don't talk to them. You kill them. I have a problem. Unlike other simple-minded servants of the false emperor, your Tiberius was bold enough to experiment beyond your foolish limitations.
You are just babbling now.
Right. Right. Inside the heart of the unusual psychic barrier he created is a seal with one of us trapped inside. Even if I break all of the sigils, I still need his rosette to open up the prime seal. If you give me the key, I will return your lapdog to you.
Really? That was all you could offer?
Why? I want to liberate the Great One. And you want that freak black soul in the chamber. You even get to save this nobody.
Don't succumb, Inquisitor. Kill it, or let me die.
I wasn't planning to negotiate with you, creature. But I always enjoy watching how your kind tries to lure victims with such weak attempts.
Wonderful. I was planning to kill you anyway. Isn't it great that we can both stick to our traditions?
All right. Oh, he's dead already. That was fast. It's just so much Dark Days is an indie fire game style game. I hesitate to call it clones. It does some stuff different. Well, that's the thing. A lot of clones can be clones, but they end up doing stuff differently. Like Lords of Fallen was a Dark Souls clone that ended up being its own thing. Not the greatest game ever, but you know, Neo is a Dark Souls clone in its own fashion, but it branched off and became its own style of it. Right? Your favorite witch is a built-in randomizer. That's super cool, though. There's nothing there that interests you, and even if it did the fact that so much is the same shit over and over, there is a lot of the same coming out, yeah. That's the strategy RPG genre. Risk of Rain 2 is getting Dead Cells, V Rising getting Castlevania, Vampire Survivors getting Contra. It is interesting to me to see other companies take a known genre and translate it over to a different style, though.
Secondly, I let them take me alive.
Come with me to the stasis chamber.
With the seals corrupted, the whole ship is danger. As far as I know, some of them are still intact in a generatorum. I'll guard that area to buy you some time.
The Emperor be with you. Join me in the stasis chamber when you have finished.
Vampire Survivors is awesome. I haven't played it, but I watched a few friends play it. It is pretty good. Losing sight of where your place is in this hobby. I wish I could say I get that, but I don't. Mostly because I just like everything and don't really put much thought into it beyond that. But I feel bad that you're not getting as much enjoyment out of it, if that makes sense. I say as much or any enjoyment, which I assume you get some from somewhere. You still got Sonic, right? Speaking of Sonic, my brother's been telling me that I should try Sonic Frontiers. Now, I am definitely curious as to what you think. Did you enjoy Sonic Frontiers? 58. Might just swap to this, guys, because this one's only 27, and apparently quality isn't the best thing to work with. Like stat-wise. We'll do the 4 slots, so. I'm just gonna swap to this. I'll keep this armor for later, just in case. Retro gaming is a place, and hey, that might be just your thing back here. You might just not be happy with like the way gaming's going. I get that too. latest new game you have is Ghost Hunters 2, and you've only played an hour. You should play more, but I'm not the desire to right now. You've not played Sonic Frontiers, the not Breath of the Wild game does not appeal to you? I was watching a thing of Super Sonic in that game, and it looked interesting to me. Chaos Unchained. I've destroyed the Nurgle Warband and eliminated their leader, but I was too late. Those wretched marauders have already transformed the Empyrean seals into gaping holes into the Immaterium, which continue to unleash the unholy forces of chaos. The situation is critical, and the Martyr might be turning into a colossal demon engine. I've decided to change my plans and unlock the stasis chamber before it's too late. You don't know, I don't know what you like specifically, but I adore Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I've spent 1,000 hours into it, and I've been thinking about how I can get around to playing more. See, that 10 games, that's how I am with Dragon Quest.
I am approaching the stasis chamber.
I have played through every Dragon Quest
Cut
except
through the
10
chaos
multiple
infestation and get
times.
to the psychic barrier. I'm on my way to the seals.
Give them no quarter.
I've played through every Dragon Quest multiple times, and like, even now, I still get the desire and urge just to play it again. Also with The Last of Us, I don't know why. I'm not a shooter fan typically, or even a really survival horror or horror game like stuff. Like, I like them, but they're not usually my go-to. But I get the urge to play The Last of Us a lot too. Hey, Sid, you hate everything? Yeah, right. You are a man who loves World of Warcraft so much, but you're afraid to not stop playing. So much so that you weren't going to play Cataclysm, but now you're going to play Cataclysm. Doom 2016. I've heard really good things about it. Oh, Wolfenstein. I didn't really care for the original Wolfenstein as a kid. I never liked first-person shooters, even back then. Wolfenstein was probably the one I liked the most. But the new Wolfenstein games, I really liked those. They were so good. Lord Uther Tiberius, after so many years of hopeless efforts, I have finally managed to deliver your proposal. I'm thankful for your help with the Drukhari prisoner. I managed to claim him more or less alive. Note, the Ordo Xenos interrogators weren't happy at all. I'd suggest some kind of compensation from our side. With the prisoner's help, I succeeded in reaching the Coven and F. I should reiterate that I retain my initial disgust towards F and all that F stands for, but I share your opinion and I know we had no other choice. My reservations are still unchanged. The Emperor still will absolve us. The initial response was just as dismissive as expected. On seeing our work, his attitude changed completely, and we proceeded thenceforth in a more constructive fashion. F was open-minded but extremely skeptical at the same time. He considers this venture a total waste of his valuable time. Still, he was unable to reject the final offer as he is in dire need of such a specimen. Our final agreement was to deliver 12 embryos from the ship. Using the samples provided, alas, F refused to give any guarantees and refuses any further cooperation, an understandable stance considering his current allies. I'll return with results as soon as possible. Note, the astropath will be thoroughly mind-wiped. Inquisitor Harold Haman.
Have you accessed the data crux? Ready to inload data?
This needs to remain confidential, Tech Priest.
Understood, Inquisitor.
Your gaming tastes are eclectic and hard to pin down because games you don't buy them because you're boycotting the companies who make them, like Square Enix and Capcom. What about Owlcat? Ignoring AAA and major companies has been easy, but indie games don't offer alternatives they can latch onto. It's kind of disappointing. I get the boycott somewhat, but I don't. Hang on, my ability changed, so I don't have my shield anymore. Shit. Oh well. I don't. Well, I find the same issue with indie games too. Very rarely do I find an indie game that interests me. I also find that a lot of indie games that try to subvert like the usual way that combat and that works. Like Undertale, for example, don't do it for me. Like I just lose interest very quickly. And I'm not saying those games are bad. It's just for me, I just don't they don't hold my interest. Omori's another one. Like I was watching Tiamat play it, and I wasn't like it wasn't keeping my interest. Maybe it would be better if I played it, but. Boycat games Tiamat likes. Had to quit Overwatch again because she's playing it. But I have the benefit of I generally am pretty optimistic about most things, and I tend to look forward to most things, even if I'm not interested in playing it myself. I look forward to it because other people are excited, and I hope that they have fun with it. Just like I hope Hussein enjoys Cataclysm again. He's just experiencing Destiny with all. Maybe. So, as you might know, my favorite RPG, or my favorite MMO is Final Fantasy 14. I actually really like FF14. It makes me happy most of the time. However, even though I really like FF14, I actually don't like the raid encounters. I play them because they're fun and I love hanging out with my raid group, but the raid encounters are, how do I say this? They're basically the same thing every time you pull the boss. It's just the same order mechanics, same time, every time. Unless you somehow manage to push a phase, which doesn't really happen that often in FF14. The way the fights are designed, it just doesn't, you don't tend to skip phases that often. And solving the puzzle is sometimes, it's fun to solve the puzzle, sure, but once you do, the fight, again, is just the same routine mechanics over and over and over again, which...
Are you prepared for what is to come?
It's like the hang and dance in every fight.
Over these vessels.
The thing in the walls is a trapped presence that has been haunting.
I guess you need to play World of Warcraft to know what that is.
Centuries. I have been fighting it, but now, with the seals broken, it could be free.
I will take care of this thing in the walls, whatever it is.
See, so I don't know what the difference should be, because having that, you know, every fight have the routine is great, but it's also boring in a way. But I'm not saying I hate it. Like, it's fine. Like, I can make do with it. That's just the style of game it is. And WoW certainly doesn't do it better because of shit like what you just said with the file before Valkyrie. That's basically a wipe. There's almost no way to come back from that. Now you can. It's just super hard to do. And it requires a lot of luck on your part, guessing who's going to get the fucking... FF14 bosses don't overstay their welcome. Yeah, and that's also a benefit. That's also a huge benefit for it as well, is like, we kill her, and then our group is perfectly okay just being like, alright, we're done for a bit. Like I said on the Discord, I wouldn't mind raiding in WoW again if 10-man, they had an alternative to Mythic that wasn't just, you have to have 20 people. Because I don't know 20 people, I don't want to play with 20 people, I don't want to deal with 20 people, that's too many people. I don't want to play Kata again either. Oh, I appreciate the offer. We're kicking Nick. Like, Wrath of the Lich King's my favorite expansion, and I didn't want to come back and play that, so I didn't. I like the new stuff. Like, I actually really liked the new stuff in WoW. Like, I did a Mirror still, and the fights are actually interesting to me. At least on LFR. I don't know how they are on normal. I thought McFrosty I would show up and check out some of the raids with him and his group. So I'll let you know on that front. But a lot of enemies here. What the hell? You know what I should try using as this character? I was just thinking about it the other day, but I haven't actually tried using the banners at all. I really should. Looks like this fucking dude's just standing here. Just basically stood there and died. I'm glad that the game gives you the option to put like the red outline around enemies, because some of these levels are so dark. Also, why kick Nick? I don't know what's going on with Nick lately. He doesn't talk to me very much.
I am ready to use the rosette on the psychic barrier. Magos, are you certain that this won't have grave consequences?
The nature of the force field is beyond our expertise. However, if you have doubts about finding this alpha subject, we have analyzed all related data we have gained from the data crocs.
Do you have any idea what she could be?
Rest assured, she's a healthy specimen, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. I can't comment on her capabilities, though.
Turns out our character was the alpha pariah this whole time. Okay, what are we doing?
What is happening?
Empyrean seal network collapsed. Barrier destroyed.
But that wasn't supposed to happen.
Correct. However, with 96.4% of the network destroyed, the barrier couldn't resist the burst generated by the rosette.
And what exactly does that mean?
Prime seal has been destroyed. Stored demonic essence will be released.
Are you telling me that by opening the barrier, I have unleashed that thing trapped on the ship?
Correct. Sensors indicate a colossal amount of warp energy manifesting in the stasis chamber.
Oh, perfect.
I'll make the necessary preparations on the ship then before I enter.
Good, because it's break time. Oops. Surprised I didn't level at all. Or maybe I did. No, I didn't. I strongly considered that as well, but then my leg issue happened. Like I told McFrosty that I'm not gonna play with them until my leg heals, because I'm having a hard time even focusing during stream. But this is when I'm most medicated, so it's a lot easier for me. But even that is kind of difficult. All right, let's check our inventory, and then we will. Can't equip that. It's nothing. Like, I really should try to equip the banners that I have. Six. So green is typically better than blue in this game. interesting to me. Doesn't have any bolt pistol. Do you have any banners? Personal teleporter. Oh, she doesn't have any banners for me. Take a break. We'll come right back and continue chatting if you want. So amputation by June if it's not fixed. Yeah, essentially. But I'll be right back, guys. We're gonna take a break and we will come back and potentially finish the game. If we do, I got my 3DS ready. Don't go anywhere.